Listen to them.
What just
You
happened?
feel weak and have lost all your courage. Be brave. Be bold. Guess
Oh,
what?
wait. Shut it off.
It all ends.
Shut it off? Start over?
Wait, hold on. Let me shut this off.
Welcome to Just Rita, a show that empowers women all over the world to be the best version of themselves. No matter where you come from, that will not dictate who you will be in life. Join your host, Rita Doman, right now and learn that you can have it all because you know you are worthy of all those goodies in life and want to make your life shine. It's just in time. It's just
Oh,
for
we already
you.
have a viewer.
It's just that simple. It's
I don't know
Just
who it is.
Rita.
I can't see that
Now,
far.
here is your host of the Just Rita radio show, Rita Doman.
Oh my gosh, we have Mary Knauf in the house. Oh my God, I love it. Oh, it is Monday already, you guys. Next week is Thanksgiving. So this week, what we're going to be doing is talking about what we're thankful for. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Because it doesn't matter what has occurred in our lives. There are things where we are going to be grateful or not grateful for. But that is what's going to dictate our life. Do you know what I mean? Right. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. I want to welcome you into my home with Mary Knauf, the Just Rita Real Talk Show. And I'm telling you, I'm so grateful that you're here. This is my absolute best friend.
I'm grateful as well.
Oh my God, we have been together.
So much fun.
I know, for like forever. It's our forever, but it seems like it's been a lifetime. You know what I mean?
Almost 8 years.
Oh my gosh, almost 8 years. And we have been by each other's side.
Yes, through thick and thin.
Through thick and thin. I'm calling her, I'm like, I need you on the show on Monday. And she's
the
like,
bad and the ugly.
That's exactly right. So that's the thing that we wanted to talk about today is, you know, and I know that you don't want to talk politics because politics is not what we are talking about today, but there are things that we are grateful for and we don't even realize it. Mm-hmm. So there's things in our lives that have occurred that we have perceived as good or bad or whatever it is, right?
That's right.
So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So what is it that you're grateful for? For me, I am grateful to be alive, to be quite honest, and being the woman that I am today. Not many people enjoy it sometimes, trust me. But I enjoy being that person for people, for sure. Oh my gosh. So what is it that you are grateful for?
I have so many things to be grateful for. I have a wonderful, wonderful family.
Yes.
Beautiful children, great friends.
I know.
And the list is endless for me.
It is endless. And you've got your daughter coming in. She's coming in from Australia. When does she come in?
That's right. The night before Thanksgiving.
Oh my
Wednesday
gosh.
Night. She'll be here.
So here's something about that. I mean, to be grateful that your daughter is coming in. You haven't seen her for quite some time.
That's right.
How long? It's been almost a year.
Last time I saw her was in February.
In February. So she went off to college. Well, she's been doing college for a long time, but she got her master's in Australia, which means in the last 4 years, she has been more in Australia than she has been anywhere else.
She just applied for citizenship, so Australia is her new home.
Oh my God, Australia. Yeah. So that could be the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because the good, oh my gosh, my daughter is grown into this beautiful woman. She is creating a life for herself that is amazing. The bad, oh my God, she's not in America with us.
She's
the
not
ugly,
with her mommy.
Exactly. The ugly is, oh my God, she's not with you. That's like the ugly crying. But yet you have to let them grow and let them be.
And have to be a support system for their dreams.
I know. That's the hardest part.
It is.
I think when you're raising children, the funnest part and the easiest part we think is the hardest is when they're newborns. And then they're toddlers, and then they start going to school.
And now that's the easiest part.
That's the easiest part. Now you're like, oh my God, those kids are coming out of our clutches.
now I'm in the fake it till I make it mode.
I know, right?
Being loving and supportive, going, but I really want to say, no, you can't go.
I totally get it. If I could have a ball and chain to my son's leg and keep him locked up in the basement, I would. I really would. And as much as I would like to see him grow and blossom and get his own place, the back of my mind is like, please stay here with me. You know what I mean? Because I enjoy those moments.
My youngest is getting ready to leave for college.
Ah! Anna Banana.
I just
Oh my
absolutely
gosh.
told her she cannot go.
No.
She has to stay home with her mommy.
You know,
That's
Anna,
it.
I know. Her daughter, Anna, is one of the most angelic human beings I have ever met in my entire life. In fact, when we met at a job that we went to a long time ago, Anna Banana was there all the time. And so me, of course, we would play back and forth and I would make her laugh. And her laugh is infectious. Like you deliberately act like a clown just so you can hear that laugh come out of her. It is just amazing.
You're deliberately acting like a clown?
Oh, I mean, the jig is up. I am a clown. But still, that's the thing. Truth be told, it's true. And I'll tell you, there's nothing better than listening to her laugh and listening to her and watching her grow and become this beautiful senior in high school. I mean, she's the little girl with the freckles and the braces to this beautiful young woman. And you're like, oh my gosh.
She's still my little freckles and braces Anna, so she can't leave.
Oh my gosh. And she really is. She's the sweetest, sweetest. She calls me Auntie Rita, which I absolutely love. So, oh my gosh. So that is something that we want to be talking about. It's November. Thanksgiving is next week. So we want to know, what are you thankful for? What is it that, you know, with all the stuff that's been going on in the United States, right? Let's just get the elephant out of the room so that we can move forward. I don't want to really give any attention to this, but you know, we had an election, and regardless who won makes no difference. It's how everybody is responding.
Right.
And that's the part which is breaking my heart, because now people feel like we have set a precedent. Wouldn't you say that if you don't get your way, let's tear down a city, right?
That's right.
Let's hurt somebody and beat somebody. Let's try to kill someone because we didn't get our way today.
And what good does that do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Like, what good can come out of that? I'm wondering. When you look back at hindsight, where is the good? Where is the lesson in that?
It's a cycle. We all have to be able to get past it and move forward. I read something this morning by James Twyman, is it?
I don't know.
Well, he suggested that everyone picture in their mind giving the Donald, president-elect, a group hug. So everybody in their mind right now, if you're watching, you can do this.
Okay.
Just picture
in
that
your
you
mind's
are
eye.
in your mind's eye. Let go of anything you have holding against Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And give him a big hug.
There you go.
There
I
you
think
go.
that's amazing.
And that's the way you can heal, and we can help everyone else heal.
I think that's awesome. Unfortunately, I try not to watch too much negativity or watch the news, but
I'm all about the hugs.
All about the hugs. I know, right? But there's sometimes you have to, you know, you can't help it. It's just right in your face. And when things catch your eye, like for instance, you know, the guy that got severely beaten and his car stolen this weekend because a bunch of people thought he voted for Trump, so thought he deserved to be pulled out of his car, beaten, and it was a horrific thing. And his car was stolen, which has not been found yet. But you know what's worse than that? The people videotaping and watching the whole thing, and not one person helped. That to me is disgusting. I saw it. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. I literally had my chest gripped, my hand over my mouth, and I could feel the pain. And people were videotaping because that's really important. But nobody called the police. Nobody helped. Nobody tried to pull these animals off of this innocent guy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody did. And that to me is terrible. We're in a day and age where we have electronics, we have cameras, we have phones. You can use your phone to actually dial the police, 911. That phone, you can actually dial 911. It works.
What happened to people helping?
I don't know, but I'll tell you
Offering
this.
to help.
You know what it reminded me of? The Rodney King riots. When I don't know the name of the gentleman who was the truck driver, the innocent truck driver that got pulled out of the car. That's exactly what happened in Chicago this weekend. And to me, that terrifies me.
Yeah.
That we are becoming a country that when you don't get what you want, I guess, then you get to
Beat everybody up.
You get to break things. You get to steal things. I know in Portland, Oregon, they were protesting in the city, and so what was good to do? Let's break the store windows. And you know what's funny about that? These kids who are looting and they're breaking windows and destroying the city, they have masks over their face so nobody can see them. Now, if I was going to be so bold as to cause that kind of trouble, and I would want people to know that I did it.
And they're trying to prove a point.
Right.
We don't know what that is, but
I don't know what the point
trying to
is,
prove a point.
but show your face.
Mhm.
I think cowards and people who just want an excuse to tear down a city, that's what's going on here. And I think it's ridiculous. And I'm waiting for Hillary Clinton to get on the broadband and say, hey, knock it off.
Do you think she's going to do that?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I know that Bernie Sanders did it, and he was telling everybody to stop it, that this is not the way to go. But I'm waiting for Hillary to come out and say, look, this is not right. You got to stop. But I haven't seen that happen.
Well, the sad part is that most of the people that are creating this turmoil don't really understand why they're doing it.
No.
So,
and here's the thing you can be thankful for the people who stay at home, who are staying out of the drama. You are thankful, be thankful that you're smart enough not to fall into these traps. The people who are fearful of racism, profiling, all this kind of stuff, are people who are out on the streets perpetuating the drama.
That's right. And it's a cycle. We have to look at what's going on now out there in the world and say, how is that helping the rest of us?
Right.
It's helping us by looking at them and knowing that it's the wrong thing to do, and everyone else can come together and try to raise up the vibration to, help those people to understand and stop what they're doing.
I totally agree with you 100%. That is something where that I know you didn't want to talk about politics, but it's the elephant in the room because it won't go away. And I just wanted to talk about that because it's all about thankfulness. I really thought that this week, Monday, today, people were going to stop. Like, we're going to be busy getting ready for the holiday season, getting ready for Thanksgiving, getting ready for what is going to be happening in the next couple of months. But here we are. We're still puddling around with nonsense, and it just doesn't stop. And to me, I just don't even understand. But to be grateful that we have come above.
Right.
Like, we could have been that person, but because of all the work that we have done on ourselves, we continue to rise and rise and rise, which means we will never succumb to that level. And that's the part that's amazing.
Yeah, that's good for us and everyone else that's thinking like us.
I hope so. I know that there's a lot of people that are thinking like us. And they've even put it out there, how many people with the voting and everything, like it's been talked to death. And yet they still are done or not done. They're still doing their thing. And that's the scary part because we're raising our children.
Right.
There was one other thing that I found very disturbing. I saw a video and it was a Texas mom with her little boy who is 10. And because at school he voted for Trump, she was so irate and angry. She packed his bags for him, put a sign in his hands, and made him stand outside like she was kicking him out of the house. And this kid was petrified,
This is her own
crying. Her own child. Her own child.
child?
This is where we have
It's frightening.
gotten. Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
Now, my son, who is 24,
Perfect
he'll be
friend.
25, perfect rank. Who he votes for makes no difference to me.
No.
Because this little boy who's 10 will never, ever make a decision on his own again. Do you realize that? He will never make a decision on his own again.
And he will be so afraid to make a decision
Yes.
that the major decisions in his life, he won't even be able to handle it.
They will be crippling.
Yeah.
Because any major decision, as far as he's concerned, the 10-year-old mind made a decision, stood his own ground for a decision,
That's right.
and his mother was angry and pushing him out the door. Well, literally, he was screaming and crying and apologizing, and she was acting a fool. I really hope that somebody, DCFS or somebody,
Steps
finds
in.
out who this person is, because I don't care. Whoever you are, your children have a mind of their own. That's what we have children for. We don't have children so that they can be clones of us. We have children who can make decisions and live an extraordinary life.
And that's absolutely crippling to
Yes.
a child that age.
It is.
It is. And it's so sad. So sad.
I mean, I have raised my child, as you have raised your children, to have a mind of their own and to act on it.
Right.
That's what we want for our children. We don't want our children to be living a life where if they're so terrified to making a decision that they don't make one at all. And I'll tell you, when that kid grows up and he gets married, or if he ever does get married, because God forbid if he married the wrong person, all hell will break loose.
Major decision.
But that kid will never make a decision. He will never make a decision or speak from his heart unless he gets some serious counseling, like right now.
So sad. And that's just one thing that we heard about.
One.
Just think of everything that's going on out there right now that we don't hear about. That
It's terrible.
could be happening to other children too.
I know.
So
I mean, I even tell my husband, don't tell anybody who you voted for.
yeah, don't
Don't even talk about it. Because you don't want to hear it, because people are literally slamming people. People are, if you're not thinking the way a friend or a family member will think, then they're shutting you down and cutting you off and leaving you for dead, really. But that's the thing. It's like you want to make sure that you stand on your own. And I'm grateful that I have the life that I have and the family that I have, because I speak my mind. I mean, all the
You do,
time.
all the time.
Whether somebody wants to hear it or not, it's very important that you hear it. But that's the thing. It's like that's something that you want to instill in your children. Like you want your kids to know that no matter what decision that they make, it's their choice to decide what they want.
There's good choices, there's bad choices. I mean, it's part of life.
Yeah.
But you have to let the child have his own mind. I mean, with direction.
Right.
But that mother obviously went overboard.
Oh my gosh, it was terrible.
Obviously.
So how was your weekend?
It was fast. You barely remembered it was so fast.
I know. It was like the fastest week and yet the longest week at the same time.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Oh my gosh. I mean, because it was just Tuesday. Last Tuesday we voted.
Yeah.
And it feels like already it's been an eternity.
I don't even know where it went. It's
I don't
gone.
either.
Poof.
I don't even think. I don't even know. I couldn't even. In fact, on Monday I had a phone call, an appointment phone call, a coaching call, and I was instead baking cookies. Like I totally forgot it was Friday. I had no idea it was Friday.
And it was your husband's 50th birthday this week, so I know,
Yeah.
I know that we celebrated that.
We celebrated that on Thursday.
That was Thursday. I don't even know my.
The old man turned 50. Yes, it's crazy to be married to somebody who's 50 years old.
Well,
I'm a whole rockin' 48. My time is coming up soon enough. Oh my gosh. It's so funny.
Halfway through.
Oh my gosh, halfway through. Yeah, Mike is halfway through. I expect him to live a long, productive life, so he's halfway through. But holy cow, I have much longer to go. Oh my, I know, but that's what, I don't even know what I did this week. We had car issues. That's what we did. I learned that I am able to walk long distances.
That's great.
So that's something that I'm grateful
Yeah.
for, that I realized that earlier in September, I ended up having some brain surgery, which was quite an ordeal. And
Yes.
it was like the best thing that has ever happened to me. So that is something I'm forever grateful for. That is like the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because let me tell you, the ugly part of that for me was being terrified and being awake during the procedure, as well as being awake during the spinal punctures that I had to go through that Mary got to
Several
witness
of them.
with me, which was not cool.
No, no.
And I did cry like a baby many times.
She
but
actually put indentations in a metal cart. If you can picture that. So.
But that was crazy. That was something where now I realize. So I've always struggled with asthma my entire life. I shouldn't even say struggle. It has always been debilitating for me. And I've had no issues since that surgery.
That blood is flowing.
Blood is flowing for sure. And I've been able to walk long distances.
Something that started out as a tragedy is now a blessing in your life.
A blessing, and I am forever grateful for that. That's amazing. What about you? What is it that you have gone through in your life that you find, looking back, that it's been a blessing in disguise that you're thankful for?
I think everyone you meet and relationships that you're in, no matter good, bad, there's always something that you can learn because,
Yes.
I mean, everything's a lesson here. The death of my daughter
Oh my gosh.
5 years ago. I'm still working on that one being a blessing, but she has helped me grow as a person. Just her memory, her light, her soul.
So that, I'm surprised that you even brought that up, because I know that that is one of the hardest subjects for you to even talk about. And so with that, I mean, what good stuff has come out of that tragedy that you can recall about yourself?
Just noticing my strength, that I actually have some.
Well, that's amazing, because, and it's so funny, we all know these people, right? We always know people who we see as amazing, powerful, they can plow through anything people. And then when they have something tragic like this and they come through it, and I believe you've come through it, but you're still
getting there.
You're still coming through. But it's something where you start to see your own power that I've seen the whole time.
And I think a big part of it for me is being able to relinquish some of that power. Going through this, I was always the person who did everything myself. Never asked for help. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can take care of everything. And over the last few years, I have come to realize that I need help.
Yes.
And where I would never ask for it before, I feel like I can ask for it now. And I do. More than I ever have.
I think that's awesome.
Big thing for me.
With what you've gone through, because I've gone through a lot of it with you. Not all of it, because that's not my child. You know what I mean? That was your child. But just to be able to, I learned how much I could be there for another human being. It's different when you've got your own family, your own child. But when you can be there, I know, now I've got the sniffles. And we forgot to bring in the Kleenex. It's amazing how much you can be for another selflessly.
Right.
Like there's nothing that you're expecting in return.
Exactly.
And that to me is what I saw in my own self. And I learned how to shut up a little bit. I had to learn how to shut up. Because I don't have all the answers. And when you are trying to help another through a lot of difficult times, you try to, you see that side of it, somebody's side, and you try to console them in a way where they realize that they're so much better than what's going on around them. But sometimes somebody has to actually go through it.
Right.
And you can't change it.
And you don't know what the other person's going through.
Right.
But just to be able to sit with someone and just be there.
Yeah.
It's like going to, a nursing home or anything like that. If you can sit there with someone who can't even have a conversation and just hold their hand. And that means more to them than anything else.
That's amazing. Just so you know, I've got like a sneeze that is like starting to tickle me. I'm like not crying over here, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, but it's so true. Because I just want you to know I'm not like tearing up, but I'm fighting back a sneeze. But
I can go get the Kleenex too.
oh my gosh, I think there might even be some in my little purse over there. But yeah, that's the thing, that when you are grateful for stuff that's going on in your lifetime, I mean, even for my own personal self, when I look at my past, did you find something? Oh, when I look at my past, I'm forever grateful for a lot of different things. Like grateful for how I was brought up, how I was raised. That's not going to help me. You're good.
Okay.
Because not everybody has the best childhood.
No.
And so mine was a little bit different, but it's no different than from a lot of people have gone through. You know what I mean? But it's how you perceive it. At the time, I perceived it as being one of the most difficult childhoods anybody could possibly have. Then, as you start to do self-development, you do the work on yourself, you look back when you're, like at this age now, and you can see how things have shifted and changed. And you had to go through all of that so you can be the person that you are today, the strong person.
And then you meet someone whose situation was worse than yours, and you think, what do I have to complain about?
Oh my God, like,
who am I?
Oh my God, exactly right? Mm-hmm. It's not a big deal.
It puts everything into perspective.
It does, because there's always somebody out there whose situation is way worse than you.
It really is.
It's unfortunate, but it's true, and it's something to be thankful for. So that way you're not sitting in your mud puddle, and you can actually look at
for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay to feel sorry for yourself once in a while. It's okay to feel sorry for yourself for a minute or two or an hour or a day or whatever, especially when you have stuff coming your way.
Right.
You have situations that, happen in your life, like the loss of your daughter. That's not something somebody's going to pick up today and say, you know what, she was a good kid, we're going to move on. That's going to be like, oh my gosh, that was my child, that was my baby. I, nurtured that child, that baby came from me, and that's yours.
Right.
And when somebody takes that child from you, that's when you're like, oh my gosh, it's awful. And so, but who you were through that whole situation was, I mean, this woman was amazing. I can't even tell you. That kid went back to work right away. The life that you have been living and plugging through, even though the inside probably felt dead, the outside shined bright.
Well, I just knew what my daughter would want me to do. And that was huge for me.
Yeah.
She wouldn't want me to sit around and, feel sorry for me, for myself, for her, for anybody. She wanted me to move forward in some way. This was a gift from her. And I have to keep all of that into perspective. There's stages of grief that everybody that has any loss, whether it's a parent, a child, a pet, we all move through it, and it's a process.
It is a process,
just like life.
And there's no right or wrong, and there's no timeline. There's none of that. It is what it is, and however it takes you to get through it is what's going to make or break you. And how you respond to it is going to make or break you. And the way you responded was phenomenal. Like, she has other children. There's 5 total. And you're still there for all your children and your grandchildren in the midst of all of the chaos that was going on around that.
And they all helped.
Yeah.
It was all of us coming together as a family and really pulling through it together, because I don't think you do anything alone.
No.
You always have to have someone there that you can count on, that's going to help pull you up when you need it,
right,
or have you sit down when you need it. So
that's true. And you can always try to do it on your own, but those are the people that are wallowing in their life, and those are the people where you're just like, oh my gosh, you have to do something. You have to get up and move and do something. And those are the people who you see, like, what a shame if they could have only picked themselves up, if they could have only seen it through here.
Mhm.
But those are the people that they don't. And those are the ones who I believe have tried to do it on their own.
Possibly. And some people have blinders on, and sometimes you just wish that you could take them off just so they could have a broader
Perspective.
vision, more
Yeah.
perspective. Yeah.
Yes, you need blinders to have a broader perspective. Then you need blinders to keep focused so that you're not minding everybody else's business. But then, it's like that balance. It's that balance of perspective.
The cycle, the good, the bad,
And the ugly, for sure.
Yeah.
So it's like never be defined by your past. It was just a lesson, not a life sentence.
Mm-hmm.
That I love. That is inspiration that I got off of Facebook today from Spirit of, oh my gosh, Spirit of something. I can't see it.
Yeah, I can't
It's too small. But that's the thing. It's like things that happen in your life it's okay because you're actually learning something. And once you can start to realize that the events that have occurred in the past are what makes you today.
That's right.
I mean, I can look at a whole list of things and I could say, look, my life sucks because blah, 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 blah. And I could be justified in that list. I could if I wanted to be.
Right.
But the thing is, when I literally look at it from a different perspective, from a different way of thinking, that's when I say, oh my gosh, look at what I have done. I've been able to raise my child for a period of time on my own and move mountains for him because of what I've learned from the past. I didn't know that I was that strong. Do you know what I mean? Well, you have the same situation.
Absolutely.
So it's like we do things for our children, but if I didn't experience anything, how could I possibly be a strong parent for my son?
Right. And then when you have grandchildren,
oh my gosh, yeah.
I tell my kids all the time, parenting, you don't get this manual, a direction book when you have kids.
No.
So, like, I had to figure it out, so you have to figure it out.
God bless you. Figure it out. Oh my gosh.
Help, see you
it's
later.
Crazy. That's the thing. Like, there is no manual.
No.
And you really have to figure it out on your own. And you get to, this is what I love about it, right? Mm-hmm. So I broke some cycles raising my son. But here's the thing. It's like I look back and every decision that I made for my kid, I have broken many cycles. And I decided a long time ago, I get to do it my way. My parents did it their way, their parents did it their way, and so on and so on. But we get to change it. We get to do what we want when we want to do it. And whether somebody likes that or not makes no difference because it's you and your family and your children, unless, of course, you're abusing your children, then that's terrible. But still, it's you get to do it on your own and you have a say. And a lot of people feel like I don't have a say. My parents did it this way, so I have to do it this way, and then your children are going to be this way.
You have to just be aware of something that happened or went on and say, you know what? I don't like that. I don't agree with that. So guess what? I get to change it.
Exactly. That's the thing that I love. I know. I love that. It's all about choices and all about perspective. Things that you want for your life and things that you don't want.
Right.
And you get to choose how it's going to go. And sometimes it pulls you away from families and sometimes it brings you closer to others. Mm-hmm. Like it pulled me away from my family, but now I'm very close with my husband's family. Right. I love them as if they're my own parents. And I couldn't imagine my life without them.
Yeah, some families it pulls you away only so the rest of the family can have the broader vision.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it brings them back together. Not all
Isn't
the time,
it amazing?
but sometimes.
And I love this part of the year because it's like the most wonderful time of the year. It sounds like a cliche because I've already been watching my Christmas movies on the Hallmark channel, and I love that corny stuff. Now, I didn't grow up with that corny stuff, but I love it. It's something that I love and I wish, for everybody to have and to experience. And for me, when I look at that stuff, I can look at my family now and realize that I do have that. Yeah. And when I look at my family, like I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving dinner, just, being with family, doing what we love to do. to me, I cannot wait. Even though we do it all the time,
Right.
it's going to be different because it's Thanksgiving.
It's gonna be Thanksgiving.
You know, and that's the stuff where I'm really excited about because you get to spend that time with your family. And when you look around, I enjoy my family. Now, I may fight with my family. I mean, they may fight with me.
Well, you're probably the only family that does that.
I'm sure we're the only family that bickers and fights. But with that being said, we love each other very deeply. And like with you have a large family.
Oh yeah, we have 24 coming to my brother's for Thanksgiving. So I cannot wait. It's going to be great.
Oh my
daughter's
gosh.
home from Australia. All my other kids are going to be there. It's
My
going to
gosh.
be fun.
Grandma and Grandpa's going to be there.
Lots of food, lots
Len
of
and
music.
Betty.
Looking forward to meeting my daughter's boyfriend, who is a wonderful musician. So I can't
Oh my
wait
gosh,
to,
that's going to be amazing to watch all that
watch all that
and to have that there.
participate.
And when you just sit from the sidelines, you know what I mean? I can just imagine you just being in the doorway and just leaning against the doorway and you're just watching all of this occur. And you're just like breathing in the love, breathing in all that wonderful stuff. And that's what to me is the holidays are about. It's all about kicking off. I mean, I feel like Halloween has kicked off the holiday season. That's how it always occurs for me. But it is the holidays when you hit Thanksgiving or Halloween.
Yeah. And you can look back and as you're looking at everything going on, you can think to yourself, this is all because I created
Exactly. Like you created it. I look at my life and it's like, oh my God, I love it. Like I can't imagine my life any different. I can't imagine not being with my husband, even though I tell you all the time.
I can't imagine because, that's one thing I did this week. I called your husband for help.
Oh, yeah.
I had that 315-pound bathtub I needed to get out of my house.
Yeah.
And
I would not have been able to help her.
Mike came over to my house with a dolly, strapped that sucker up.
And did it.
We got it loaded into the car and dropped it off at the Habitat for Humanity place.
Oh.
The Restore.
The Restore?
Restore, where you can bring used building equipment and supplies. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
See, he does stuff like that.
He has helped me so much. I am thankful for Rita's husband.
Yes. I am thankful for him on occasion.
Because I sent him a text message. I said, hey, are you almost done with work so you can come over to my house and help me?
Yes. And he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, and that's what I love about him is like we are that same person. You know, we both like to help. We both like to do things for people. And it doesn't matter. Like it, and we don't ever expect anything in return. That's what I love the most is when you can help another, and you've helped us many times too. It's like when you can just have that relationship and help each other and not have anybody expect anything in return.
Right.
Glorious. Oh, glorious. Because that's true relationship. I was always brought up in a situation where if you do something for somebody, you're expected to repay in return. You're always, and I've always hated that. And it took me a long time to trust somebody. It took me a long time where I can physically do something for somebody without expecting a payment in return. Right. And I'll tell you, it took a long time. And I think you've pretty much taught me that because you and I have been there for each other the whole time. Like we've never had that give and take relationship. Like I do this, you do that. No, it's like, no, not at all. Isn't that amazing?
Call me at 3:00 in the morning and you know. And
oh
you've
my
done
God.
it for me, so
oh my God,
you're there.
for sure. Like we're always there for each other. Like I don't care. As soon as I'm like, oh, gotta go. Mike's like, what's going on? I'm like, I have no idea. Mira's calling. So I gotta go. Gotta go.
And another thing, now I'm starting to remember my week. Okay, so I went over to Indiana to my sister's, and we went to Michigan to a seminar. Well, the next morning it was my brother-in-law's birthday, so we all went out to breakfast, and my sister and I, they had a little candle in his breakfast. Biscuits and gravy or whatever.
Oh, because it was his birthday.
It was his birthday. So my sister and I sang happy birthday to him in the middle of the restaurant, which was
oh my God,
awesome.
I love that. I love that.
And we were finished with our breakfast and went to pay our bill. And the server came over with a little business card saying, "You've been touched by an angel." The gentleman that sat behind us, who was no longer there, enjoyed the birthday
Oh my
singing
God.
and ended up buying our breakfast for all of us.
Isn't that amazing? That's the
That's-
stuff that I love.
That is
Oh my
Thanksgiving.
God. That is Thanksgiving because you gave him great pleasure in the laughing and the happy birthday
We
and the
were.
celebrating. Like, it doesn't matter.
It was
People are
so
so
fun.
confined to what other people think.
Right.
And I know you.
And we had
You're like, oh, all out there. I'm the same exact way. My husband's always like, Rita,
tone it down.
down. I'm like, what? But
Yeah.
what?
Oh, my
It drives
sister,
him crazy. Drives him crazy.
My sister and I, we can put on a good show.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my gosh.
It was something that you don't expect at all. But my sister and I looked at each other and just had tears running down our eyes because it was, you could just feel your heart just swell up and then the floodgates open. Can you imagine? It was so touching.
Oh my gosh.
And for anyone that's had that happen to them, you know exactly how
it is. It's amazing. For me, I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that I'm forever grateful for. You know, remember when we did that class? We went to Minnesota. We did the book writing class.
Yeah.
And we had a gentleman who paid for our lunch just because he enjoyed being with us and what we had to share. And to me, that is stuff where you just have to appreciate who you are for another. Like, look in the mirror and see that amazing person. Exactly. And people don't accept gifts. People are always like, wait a minute, what are you expecting in return? Because that's how they were brought up.
Right.
You never take a handout because then you'll owe somebody for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, it could be your own family. I'm just saying. But that's the thing. It's like now, and I have learned, like, no, you have to learn how to trust. You have to learn to give without, expecting somebody to expect a payment in return.
You have to let your heart open up.
Yes, and that's a lot.
And be able to feel it.
It's hard for a lot of people.
It's
very hard for a lot of people. And for me, I just rip it open now. It's like, there it is. Some people are like, Rita, can you close it up a little?
No, it's wide open.
But no, it is. It's wide open. Whether you ask for it or not, you're going to get it. That's for sure. And that's how I am. But yeah, and I love it. And you are the same way. I think you and I coming together at the time that we did in our lives has taught us how to be asking for help, more giving out there. Like, we've grown tremendously since we've met each other.
There are no accidents.
There are no accidents. And if you ever get to meet me, you're welcome. And if you ever get to meet Mary, you are definitely welcome because, oh my gosh, it really is amazing how all that works out.
It is wonderful.
Can you imagine?
8 years.
8 years. And a lot of time we talked about work. And, sometimes you worry about like, well, if there's not work between us, then what do we talk about after that? And now it's like, oh my God, it never even comes up anymore. Like, we don't even talk about it.
We don't have to.
No, I finally deleted that number out of my phone today. I cleaned out my phone. So it's like, oh my God, what do I need that number for? Oh my gosh. So here's something else too. Sometimes, and this is appropriate for what's been going on in the world this week, right? Sometimes the easiest way to solve a problem is to stop participating in the problem.
That's right.
You know what that means? Oh, we forgot to do our cards.
We can still do it.
So that means that if you see drama, it doesn't mean you need to participate in the drama.
You don't have to jump in.
No. But if you see somebody getting their butt beat, please call the police and
Please.
step in there. But yeah, you don't have to participate. You don't have to participate in a fight, only if you want to. Right?
That's right. Walk away.
Walk away. That sometimes is the hardest thing to do, especially when you're so like sticking to your guns, especially if you're trying to, like, women, getting their voice heard, making sure that they're not lowered in any way. You just stick to your guns. But sometimes sticking to your guns can hurt you.
Right.
Sometimes you just have to learn to let things go. That's
Well,
what I need to
another
learn.
thing. For the holidays coming up, so many people get so worked up and they get so stressed out that they can't enjoy it. They can't relax and enjoy their families
Right.
or do what they really want to do. I mean, I find myself getting so worked up and I have to think to myself, okay, calm down,
Yeah.
take a deep breath.
Yeah.
It's all going to be okay.
It's all going to be okay. You saw the mess that you walked into today, right? My house.
I didn't even see anything.
I said, I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning doing stuff.
You don't know what.
I don't know what. But I was doing stuff. And so for me, one of the things is I want to make sure that my house is clean, but it never is. It's always lived in. And so my husband wasn't home today. He's at work. So I figured, oh my God, I've got plenty of time. So I'll get up. I've got my 7 o'clock phone call that I do for coaching. I'll hurry up and shower, prepare for my meeting, for the show today. I'll have plenty of time to get stuff done.
Right.
No. I took a long time in the shower today and I ran out of hot water. I said, oh my God, this is my time. And I literally stood in the shower and I was like, oh my God, this feels amazing.
Long hot showers.
Oh my
hot
gosh.
bath with some oils or lavender.
Oh my gosh. I envisioned myself out loud having a conversation in front of high schoolers.
Ooh.
Yeah, that I was on stage at my old high school and that I was helping these kids realize they get to choose their life.
That's right.
They don't have to fall into the drama, especially with everything that's been going on. A lot of people choose it.
And it's so much easier once you've lived through it to be able to help people and help someone in your situation.
Yes.
To not get so caught up in what you've already been caught up and you were able to move on.
Exactly. So that's one of the things that I love to, make sure that I can communicate with is the teenagers who are starting to go out into the adult world. Because a lot of times they take that chip. This is what I did in the shower today. You start out when you're younger with a chip on your shoulder. My nose is drippy. And then, it gets more and more and the shoulder comes down and down and down. And then you got this shoulder that's really high. So you're like, hey, I think I'll move some of the crap over here, right?
So balance
the baggage. But no, we never do that. We just add more garbage, more baggage here till we're like here, here, here. And then it's here, right? So you got both your shoulders. But then you keep adding more drama, more stuff. And then, of course, your shoulders slump down. So then you have to pick them up until you're up here. And then you're ready to fight because you're just so trying to keep all this crap up.
That looks painful.
It does. It is.
Yes.
It really is. But that was my conversation. Like, I could just see myself, in front of people talking about it, animating it, so that people can relate, kids can relate and realize because they're going into adulthood and they're making choices and they can choose to make good choices as we perceive them or make bad choices as we perceive them. You could either lay down and let the world swallow you up, or you can pick yourself up and keep striving to be the best version of yourself.
Right.
It's up to you.
Even bringing up my kids, one of the big things was, you have to make a decision. Is this decision going to make you feel good, or is it going to make you feel bad?
Right.
Because if you're doing something that's going to make you feel bad, it's probably not the right thing to do.
It's not the right thing to do because you're going to beat yourself up.
Right.
And we do it with food.
Right.
Like, I got into an argument with my husband, so what did I do? I ate stuff I shouldn't have. I abused myself.
And how does that make you feel?
Like, come on. Exactly. It's like, and I even sat there while I was doing it. I was like, Rita, what are you doing? He doesn't care one way or the other what you're doing to yourself right now.
No.
But it's another way to abuse yourself.
It is. Well, what are some ways we can be good to ourselves?
Well,
especially around the holidays and the stress of the holidays. So.
Oh my gosh. One of the biggest things that we love to do is to meditate.
Right.
I love meditating. And also getting out in nature.
Right.
Like I went on some jaunts of walks this week. So I've walked quite a bit of mile.
Even if it's cold out, just bundle up.
Oh yeah.
Wear the hat, wear the jacket, and just make sure you're warm and get out there and get fresh air.
Oh my gosh. You know what I thought was amazing is on my phone, I've got Pandora. So I put my earbuds in. I put on hip hop because I love it. It's where you can get your anger and aggression out during hip hop because it's all the swears and the nasty words and all that. Oh, rap, hip hop. I don't
Oh,
know.
is it all the same?
It's all the same on
I'm
my
old.
Pandora. So anyway, it's all that stuff that you're listening to. And I listen to it not for the lyrics, because there's a lot of offensive words in there, but it's for the
aggression?
Yes, and walking fast and moving, and then you hear a beat and you're dancing to the beat. That's how I felt earlier in the week.
No.
I was literally dancing in the street because I walked 3 miles to the bank.
Mm-hmm.
And then on my way back, because I listened to meditation, so I did a walking meditation to the bank. And then I thought to myself, hey, you deserve a little rap hip hop. So I did. So I was dancing in the street and I slipped and I slid and I fell. And I was like, for a second, laying on the ground, I was like, oh my God, who's looking? Get up! And so I got up really fast, which you always tend to hurt yourself even more in your legs because you're like, with all that adrenaline. Thank God there was no cars. There was nobody where I was at because it's country road. But then of course I must have hit a rock, and so my water bottle was leaking, and it's like leaking all on my pants because it's spraying. I was like, oh. So I was like, oh my God, just dumped it out. It was, and I was like, and I twisted my ankle somehow because you know how when you twist it or you stretch, you do something. And I was standing there. I was like, look, girl, you have no other way home. It's either walk it or you're gonna lay here and die.
What's funny is that the first thought you had was, I hope no one's looking.
I know.
It's like after you're out in the middle of the wilderness, laying on the ground, and
Oh
you're
my
afraid
God.
someone's gonna see you.
Oh my God, blood gushing down my legs because I'm on blood thinners, you know, because of the brain problem. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm like sitting there patting it down. I'm like, oh my God, please don't let anybody see the blood gushing from my leg because I don't want anybody to stop and say, ma'am, can I help you? No. I got it.
How do we contain the ego?
I don't
How
know.
do we?
But you know what though? It was really good though, because if somebody would have come to me and said, how can I help you?
Mm-hmm.
I would have gotten in the car and I would have gotten a ride home.
Accepted the ride, right.
What I did was I had a logical conversation really fast with myself. If you keep moving and you're walking, you are going to walk out the inflammation of the ankle.
The sprained ankle. There you go.
And I sure did. I sure did. I kept walking, and I was like, I couldn't really dance that well on the way home, but
did you listen to the music though?
I sure did. It went louder. I was like, oh my gosh. And how I got home, I have no idea. It was almost as if somebody kept thrusting me home because I was home before I knew it. And I was like, oh my God. I was in so much pain the next day, but
I think you had a little help there on the way home.
oh my God. I don't know how I did it because I was still 2 miles away from home.
Yeah. I think the angels had something to do
They
with
sure did.
that.
They sure did. I was like, you've got to be joking me. But that's the stuff. That's where, you know, I'm grateful for a lot of the stuff that, you know, that we're doing. And you just start to see things differently.
Yeah.
But yes, that was the first thing that I realized because there's nothing worse than seeing an old lady. Because it's all or nothing, folks. You've seen it.
You're not.
She
old.
has seen my falls. It is all or nothing.
It is. Boom,
it is
down.
Boom, down, splat. That's how it rolls with me. It always has been.
But you can bounce right back up. So that's good.
I sure can. I sure can. All it takes is a little like, oh my God, I'm on the ground. Boom. We did it in Vegas.
We did it in Vegas.
I wasn't even drunk.
No.
But we did it in Vegas.
You and I were out walking around Crystal Lake.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was a bloody mess, remember?
Yes.
Oh my God. When I go home or go big.
I think there was a sinkhole there.
There had to have been a sinkhole. But I was surprised. That was the first fall I had taken in a long time.
Yeah.
Very long time. And of course, then after that, I was like, because I was getting home so fast, I was like, oh my God, am I dreaming? Am I going to be like going home and then my family, I'm going to see them all crying and in black. Like I've been dead and I didn't know that I was dead. And I was walking because I could have, jarred one of my little blood clots. And I would have been like, oh my God, maybe this isn't real. But then of course I'm listening to my rap. I'm like, there's no way I'm listening to this.
No, it was real.
If I was dead. There's no way I'd have that. But that's what it felt like for a second there. I had to like check myself, like, oh my God, hopefully nobody's home and there's nobody in black. But that's the stuff that you think about sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, because I was like, oh my God, that was quite a spill. Because I did the whole right side. Oh, I got some nice bruises. There was nice swelling. It's awesome.
Did it up good.
I did it up good. I always do.
But when you got home, didn't it feel good to be out there walking?
It did. And then, because my husband's car's been broken, and so then I was like, Friday's like, you know what? The car should be ready by 2:30. Why don't I come home? I'll pick you up. We'll get the car. I'm like, no. I'll go. I'll get it. It'll be fine. So I did. It took me 99 minutes to do 4 miles, 4.7 miles. I was so proud of myself.
Yeah, that's a long way.
It was a long way.
It's been so beautiful out though. I mean, we cannot complain about this.
No, and I'll tell you, if you got to do stuff like that, you always have Mr. Rap with you. Mr. Hip Hop, I'm telling you, he'll get you everywhere you want to go to. Because some of those songs are pretty angry.
Yeah.
And if you listen to the beat of the music, but you disregard the lyrics, you will start moving the pace.
Yeah. See, I'm the opposite. When I'm out walking, I don't want to hear anything but nature. Birds chirping and leaves crunching under my feet. That's my walking meditation.
Well, that's what I do when I go to the parks. But when I'm on a mission.
When you're on a mission, you were clearly on a mission.
Yeah, I was on a mission. Because somebody told me, no, you can't do it. And I said, oh.
Wait a minute.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
And so I did.
You can't say that.
Oh, no, not to me. So, yeah, that was crazy. Oh, my gosh. So I think we should do the professional hour. So the hands in the air. You know, the shout out, the professional shout outs. Oh, my nose is so drippy. I apologize, everybody. Next time we're going to have some Kleenex for sure.
Want me to grab it?
Sure, if you want to. All right, so here it is. Shout out power of the hour. Let's start out with Jeffrey Cabelli. He is a health coach. His phone number is 914-403-7610. His website is good.t as in Tom, S as in Sam, F as in Frank, L as in love.com. Good.tsfl.com. He is helping people who have diabetes, high levels of stress, in a way to get the letters. It's Take Shape for Life. So good.take shape for life, but it's tsfl.com. So Jeffrey Cabelli, he's out of New York. He's somebody who I met. He's an amazing guy. I've done Cairo mission trips with him, and he is awesome. So he is a health coach, and he's helping people who have health issues, high stress, that kind of thing with his products. Then we have got Haley Salufo. Haley is amazing. She is a real estate agent. She is with Keller Williams Realty Signature. Her number is 815-382-5349. Her email is hscil@uffo@kw.com. Her website is www.kwrockford.com. Haley is an amazing woman who will do what it takes to allow her clients to live their dreams. She has moved mountains to be the best role model for her children, and she will move mountains to help you sell your home or to buy your home, whatever it is that you want, the home of your dreams. Haley is in Illinois. She primarily works for McHenry County, Kane County, Cook County, and Lake County. She will turn your wants into two halves, buying or selling. It takes a village to live your dreams. Haley Salufo, Keller Williams Realty Signature, 815-382-5349. And her email is hscilufo@kw.com. And her website is www.kwrockford.com. And again, she is a real estate agent, and she is amazing. So there it is for the professional shout out of the day. Oh my gosh. You know what? Here's something that we need to do. Oh my God, thanks for the Kleenex because my nose has been drippy. I don't know why. Every time I do the show, I don't know if it's nerves, but my nose starts dripping. It's ridiculous. Okay.
It's just talking, I think.
I
It's
do
all
a lot.
connected up there.
It is connected. All right, so here's the thing too, and usually we do this at the beginning of the hour, but we're gonna pick 1, 2, or 3. And this is our Ascended Masters cards, and the cards never lie. So I am going to focus on what we are all supposed to be getting for the week. So I'm going to focus on you, myself, and all the listeners and the viewers I'm going to be focusing on for everybody who wants to participate. So it'll be 1, 2, or 3. And I am focusing. Oh my gosh, I feel really good about this too. Oh my gosh, I feel the power. Doesn't it feel, can you feel the energy in here? I love the energy. Okay, and again, these are Diana Cooper Ascended Master cards. They are amazing. They give you everything that you need. All right, so what card are you?
I'm 2.
You're 2?
I could just feel 2 the whole time you were shuffling.
I'm 3.
Okay.
I'm 3. All right, so card number 1, everybody, is Earth. This card invites you, and maybe I'm going to have you read number 2. Okay. This card invites you to connect with the Lady Gaia, the angel in charge of our planet, as well as Taia, the elemental master of Earth, and his Earth elementals, including goblins and pixies. I love this stuff. Oh my God. Invoke Master Rakogsky, master of the 11th ray of mysticism, to help you attune to the wisdom of your glorious planet, then listen to the heartbeat. To further expand your consciousness, ask the earth dragons, which I love, to help you connect to Hollow's Earth and Lemurian wisdom. Earth loves nature. Earth loves, nurtures, and welcomes you to this card of joy and celebration. Your affirmation is, I thank Lady Gaia for inviting me to be on Earth. This card is amazing. For one, I love that whole premise of, the mystical, magical, the dragons, because when you are looking for things, if you have any kind of attachment to anything, or if you're afraid of anything, you can literally call upon the dragons, and you can call on Archangel Michael. You can have that all taken away, because if Archangel Michael can't reach it, then the dragons, you ask for them to come up and they will burn off any residual negative energy that is around you. And then you can definitely move forward. So, and there's nothing better than being on this planet. All right, so the moon. Oh my God!
Did you see that moon last night?
Yes, and it's going to be even closer tonight.
Wow.
So, do you know what's going on with the moon?
So it is the biggest, brightest full moon we've had since, was it 1948?
Yes, yes.
And we will not see another one that big for, I think it was
34
years.
Yes,
so,
it's going to be a long time.
Take a peek out your window.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful.
And there's going to be a lot of wonderful energy that is affiliated with the moon.
A friend of mine lives up in northern Wisconsin, and on Facebook she had her phone out her door, and you could hear the wolves howling at the moon, and then all the dogs started chiming in. It was the most amazing thing I've ever heard.
I love stuff like that.
It was like a movie. So the moon. The moon is the casual chakra of the universe and radiates divine feminine energies. Call on it to cleanse your aura and energize you. Remember, the influence of this celestial body is always there, whether you can see it or not. When you are offered this card, you are called on to practice your feminine qualities of love, wisdom, compassion, intuition, inclusiveness, discernment, and oneness. Your guidance is to go within and seek answers from your huge font of wisdom. The moon will bring you clarity so that you can flow with the current of ascension.
I love that.
I love this one too.
What's the affirmation?
Oh, yeah. The affirmation is, I listen to my divine feminine wisdom.
See, I love that.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. So what is it
So
about you
true.
that is what is your divine wisdom talking to you about?
My divine wisdom, I think, is just that don't worry about things. Everything's going to work out and be okay. I'm in the middle of, of rehabbing a house, and I know my daughter's going to be there in 9 days, and I'm to the point now where, oh well, whatever is going to be done is going
It's
to
gonna
be
be
done,
done.
and I'm not going to stress out. I'm not going to, because it's my family. They just
Yes.
want to be there so we can all hang out.
Exactly.
So
And they're not coming to see you to see how great the
No,
house is. They're
no.
coming to see you, I think.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. That's where you can start to like really look in and feel within. Like how we think everything should look doesn't necessarily mean that's how it should be.
Right.
And I think that's awesome. Oh my God, that is amazing. Neptune. All right, so this is card number 3. This is my card. Neptune is a planet of higher spirituality and the wisdom of Atlantis and Lemuria. It is held within its ascendant aspect. You are blessed for you. You are blessed for you only receive this card when you are ready to receive their information. Your guidance is to tune into your Earth Star Chakra, then connect with Neptune, the cosmic Earth Star Chakra. Angel Sandalphon oversees the center. He nurtures your divine potential and will help you download the spiritual light you are waiting for. Oh my God, I love it. I'm getting tears in my eyes. This will expand your consciousness and greatly assist your ascension journey. So the affirmation for this is I attune to the wisdom of Atlantis and Lemuria held in Neptune. So that is really cool.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the cards. The cards never lie. And it's like when you start to think about things for your own personal self, when you hear something, you're going to be like, oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
And then there'll be something going on in your life that you're looking for. So, like, I'm always looking to expand my light, expand my energy. And lately, I felt like it has been kind of, yeah, it's been up and down. I would say really since I had that surgery. And so now I feel like it's really starting to open up and shine.
Because you have lowered the expectation. I think right after you had that surgery, you thought it was going to be some miraculous recovery, and all of a sudden everything's going to be different. And then
it wasn't.
As time went on, you're like, well, man, maybe I should stop with those expectations. And look what happens.
Yeah.
That's when everything started to open up.
Yes.
That's when things started to shift and change.
That's amazing. You know what? You're absolutely right about that because I've been able to do things and have the energy for them that I have not had ever.
Right.
I know ever since you've met me, you haven't known me to have this much energy or things that I'm doing, and I'm actually doing it. So for me to, in our neighborhood, our sign got hit earlier in the week, and I literally went for a walk to go spec out the situation because I'm on the board of our association, and lo and behold, I literally moved out trees and pulled out the sign.
Which you've never done that
before. No.
Well,
It would have been
walking over there.
It would be a cold day some days. But and then yesterday I really had it in my head. Like I really wanted those trees cleaned up. I did not want them to be shoved back into the brush. I wanted those trees to be burned, gotten rid of, so that that area when the sign goes back up is nice and clean and neat. And that's what I did.
It looks nice.
Thank
I saw
you.
it driving in here.
I was like,
thought,
oh my
wow,
gosh.
Somebody really cleared that out.
I did. My husband's like, you could have just thrown it back in the brush. And I was like, that's not what I wanted. But I burned it. And it was a little sketchy at times because there was old, rotting stuff that was kind of catching on fire. So I had to call him in for help. But other than that.
What is that? The name of that big bear?
God. Oh my God, Smokey the Bear.
Smokey the Bear.
My son was reciting Smokey the Bear to me.
He would not have approved to Rita's.
No, and my son Frankie's like, I guess you didn't get that, did you, Mom?
Smokey the Bear.
Yes, only you could prevent forest fires, and here I am. I was like, oh my God, Frankie, seriously? That's so funny that you would say that because that's what he did. Frankie literally stood there reciting that to me.
I just had
That's
a complete
hilarious.
vision. I could picture Frankie with that hat on.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Smokey's hat.
And he did. And so I was like, because my husband was trying to like get rid of, like the hotness because he was done. He wanted it to be over. There was only a little bit left. So he was like picking up, pieces of chunks of wood and putting it in the river that's right there, the channel. So there's water. And there was, of course, little pieces that were still burning. And I was like, oh my God, I've got a bottle of water in the car. So my son, I gave it to him. And so he poked some holes in there and he used it like a sprinkler. And he got the little flames out.
There
My
you go.
husband's stomping on the rest of it.
Can't walk away until
Oh
it's
my God, it was crazy. But it's all cleaned out now and it was all safe. The neighborhood did not burn down. It was perfect.
Nice.
So, but these are things that I'm forever grateful for is when you don't even realize, how sick you really are or what's really going on inside of you until something happens. And now I look at it as if I would have never been able to do that. I would have never done any of those things. I would never have the energy to do the things that I do now in such a short period of time, which I'm really grateful for.
And now you can see the difference.
Oh my God, for me to be able to get in, like put on my shoes and just put on a little jacket and with my music and go take a jaunt.
A jaunt? That's a 4-mile jaunt. I'm not sure that's a
Well,
jaunt.
you know what I mean? But still, I mean, I literally even when I was crossing the streets, I jogged it because I didn't want to get hit. And I didn't want to like slowly go.
It's more
But
like 5K.
oh my God. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you see how all that works out? Oh my God, that's amazing. I did that twice this week. So that's the kind of stuff, like I'm really realizing that I can do a lot more than I thought I could. And that's what I am forever grateful for. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Next, I'll be walking to your house. Mary!
It's probably about just as close.
It's probably just as close because all I would have to do is go this way and around and I'll be at your house. It'd be like no big deal.
You could cut through yards.
I could, but then I would be only cheating myself.
Trudge through the water.
Right? Oh my God.
Put your waders on.
Oh my gosh. It has just been amazing. Is there anything else that we can cover?
I think we covered what we're thankful for, how not to be stressed out in the holiday
Yes.
season so you can relax.
Yeah.
Enjoy your family or whatever situation you're in. Just enjoy yourself.
Absolutely.
Be calm.
Be calm. And here it is. If you're getting into any kind of altercations with your spouse or your children, take a deep breath and walk away. If you have to physically leave, then go. And just tell them, quit following me. And then leave it at that and just figure it all out. Because I promise you, with all the stuff that's going on in our nation today, that's the least of your worries.
Don't forget to breathe.
Breathing is so important.
Forget to breathe. Take a deep breath. Let it out.
Yes.
And
Yes.
breathe. Because you know what? Everything's always going to be okay.
Oh my God, for sure. It always is. And you know what you can do for a sore throat?
I'm getting a little tickled, so yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. So I found this 3 years ago and somebody shared it on Instagram and I thought it was really cool and it came up on my feed today. So if you're getting a sore throat, everybody's got Jell-O in their house, right? So
Make
make
shots?
Jell-O, not Jell-O shots. But instead of chilling it, microwave it for 30 seconds. So you're making the Jell-O, microwave it for 30 seconds. Then add a teaspoon of honey. So warm gelatin will coat and soothe your throat. Honey's antimicrobial properties or antimicrobial.
Yeah.
Okay.
We know what you mean.
Properties will help kill the bacteria.
Oh, I've never thought of that. Warming up the Jell-O. I bet that's good.
I bet you it is good. I remember when we were younger.
I used to love sipping the warm.
Oh my God, the Jell-O water.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. My brother used to, for a bottle, we get Jell-O water.
Ooh.
Yeah. So absolutely, and Frankie, I think I did Jell-O water for because that's what he was brought up, and so that's how I learned it. But if you warm up the Jell-O in the microwave
I think I need some right now.
instead of cooling it, I don't have any Jell-O. Then put some honey in there, and then you just drink it, and then it'll help you.
Good to
I know there's a lot of things are going around. That's the other thing is when the holiday season comes and Thanksgiving is next week, everybody gets the flu because the icky sicky children from school are coming to your house and going to grandma's house, and everybody's sharing the germs.
I've been around children.
You will be soon though,
Yes, next week.
and you always get sick. Well, you have been lately, so we got to make sure that you get
Jell-O.
that Jell-O. So that's for sure. All right, my friends, you want to play that music on the way out, and then we are good. Oh my gosh, you guys, we're going to be live again next week. I don't know who's going to be on. We are going to figure it out. It's going to be the week of Thanksgiving, so it'd be great to know what people can do to help get rid of that like expanding tummy with all that wonderful Thanksgiving feast. So, oh my gosh, thank you, Mary, for
Thank
being
you.
here today. Oh, I love it. So
Thanks
you
for
guys,
watching.
we will see you. Thank you for watching. And I'm gonna jaunt on over. All right, Facebook land, thank you. Oh. Can we off? All right, you guys, have a great day.
Bye-bye.